By GM and Ford talking by 2035 that they're going to go 100% electric, I want to take a look today at one of the greater engines that was made by Ford, the 7.3 liter Power Stroke engine. Now today here I'm standing in front of my 1995 Ford F-150. This is not a Power Stroke, but it is the original body style that the Power Stroke came in. What made this engine different? So back in 1987, Ford went to International Navistar and said, hey, we need an engine that is made for our Super Duty trucks here. We're looking at our F-250, F-350. We need something with more horsepower, more torque, and something that'll last and can handle what's going to be thrown at it. International took the challenge on and they made the T444E engine, which is we know as a 7.3 liter diesel. In 1994, Ford decided to take this 7.3 liter diesel and add a few things to it, or as I like to call it, game changers. Now, what was so different about this change that they made in 1994? Well, since the diesel turbocharger was adding so much torque and so much jump to the engine, they needed to add forged connecting rods. The previous connecting rods were just cast and powder coated, so they were snapping and breaking, which was obviously causing a lot of complaints with customers. With these forged ones, we do not have these problems. Then they added a high pressure oil pump. All this does is it transfers oil at high pressures into the new fuel injectors, coating the fuel injectors, allowing for a better combustion. Talking about the fuel injectors, we've got the HEUI injectors. All that is it's a now electronically actuated injector which precisely adds the direct amount of fuel to the combustion chamber. It's not using too much fuel, not using too little fuel. We're talking a better, more fuel efficient engine, and we're looking at something that runs with higher torque, higher horsepower at lower RPMs. That's why these trucks are lasting up to 350,000 miles on average. The only other vehicle to ever be able to do that was the 12-valve Cummins by Dodge, which is also a diesel engine. Diesels typically are going to run better. Now, why did Ford stop making this engine in 2004 if it's profitable, if it lasts so long, if it's great on horsepower and torque? Well, because the EPA changed their NO2 ratings as far as the nitrogen dioxide in the atmosphere. They went from grams per mile to milligrams per mile. So in doing this, we ended up having to either change all of these features here that made the engine great, or just start back on the drawing board and make a brand new engine. And consequently, that is what Ford decided to do. They then later came out with the 6.0 liter V8 diesel in 2005. So looking back, what made the Power Stroke different was that it had the forged connecting rods instead of the powder coated ones. It had the high pressure oil pump, which Ford is still using today. It had the HEUI injectors, which is specific to the 7.3 liter Power Stroke. And this is a take and a look back at one of the best engines that Ford ever manufactured. Thank you.